Last November 20th in 2018, if you'll recall, there was a very intense house fire up on Center Island. When we responded there, the remains of a 75-year-old male, Mr. Coppola, was found deceased in the house and burnt. Our investigation took almost 10 months, but in that time we've identified a female who he was having a relationship with for many, many years. They had a very contentious relationship with violence and stealing of money. In that time, we were able to show that she robbed his jewelry from him on that night, pawned it, video surveillance with the arson. So what happened on that night was she went there to confront Mr. Coppola for money. While at that scene, they became in a physical altercation. She took something, a household kitchen item, and started to beat him with that. As a result of that beating, he expired. She then, to cover up the crime, lit the house on fire and was taken from the scene by a taxi cab. She subsequently pawned his jewelry, and now we brought her in here and charged her with murder second degree and arson second. Any questions?
Okay, so this was a romantic relationship?
Yes.
Okay. Was she the wife of the judge?
Yes.
Was she divorced at that point, or no?
I don't know what a marital situation was.
But she's the wife of the...
She was.
The judge. So what was the household item that she beat him with?
It was was described almost like a pot or a pan that she took and beat him with that.
What was the turning point that led to her? Was it the pawning of the jewelry, or?
That was a significant part when that happened. We were able, we had her on our radar, and then when that item showed up pawned, that it was the jewelry he wore the night he was killed, obviously it pointed to her. And then other things that would lead us to her and prove that she was the one in the house at the time. Sir?
Is it a case of, because 10 months, you make it seem so straightforward, but obviously, was it something where you suspected her but didn't have enough evidence to bring
not so
charge?
much. I mean, we knew that the house was lit up on fire intentionally. There was an accelerant used. Why would the house, the autopsy and would show that he didn't die as a result of the fire. Scientifically, he was expired prior to the fire being lit. So you start looking at his associations with people, things that have happened in his past. Like I said, there was numerous case reports where they had physicality fights with each other. She had stolen items from him. They had a current court case that was pending that she had an order of protection to stay away from him, obviously violating it on that night. So when she pawned those items, it definitely raised the major red flag on her.
How many years have they been together?
Upward to almost 20 years, on and off.
Yeah.
So.
And do you know what the accelerant was?
I won't get into the actual accelerant. That's Austin Baum's specialty.
Was she involved in a criminal occupation or job?
No, she has like kind of, right now she was last listed as working in a dry cleaner, but she's kind of self-described as, kind of like homeless, kind of picking up an odd job here and there and living place to place. She was actually relying on him for money or relying on a gentleman for money. And in this particular case, when she didn't get her money, she beat him and killed him.
Is there any connection to the criminal activity of her husband that she might be involved in?
The defendant?
Yeah.
There's nothing in regards to him.
Okay.
Sid, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming out.
There was one other